Welcome everyone. My name is Ola, and today we're going to be talking about account structures. We are still on the journey on of our general ledger, and this is one of the topics. Okay, we've done financial dimension, chart of account, main account. So today we are talking about account structures. Okay, what are account structures? Account structures are rules that governs how your main account and financial dimensions are used during transaction processing. Okay. How do you use your main account and financial dimension in your chart of account during transaction processing? Okay. So, for example, when you are processing a transaction, you have your main account and you have your financial dimensions. Maybe when you are processing transportation expense, you want to track cost center. And automatically, when you enter the transportation account, you want to bring up your cost center automatically. So you set up this using your account structure. And if you want to go further again, you want to track more than cost center. When you enter transportation account, you want to track cost center and you want to track department. You can set this up as well, this segment up as well in your account structure. So whenever you're processing transaction, you type your transportation account, cost center comes up, and also department comes up. So you have three. You have main account and you have two segments. Not only that, maybe when you are processing that same transportation account, you have cost center, you have department. You want to set up a rule that there are some departments that can only go with transportation account. Maybe when you enter transportation account, you want transportation to only be tracked with a particular cost center and department. You also use account structure to set up this rule. If you want also for some cost center and department to be mandatory. You also use account structure to set up this. Say, for example, you have your transportation account, which is you have your main account. Let me take my pen. Okay, I take my pen. Yep. Okay, you have your main account. You have your main account. Your segment, in this case, let's use cost center, and another one we have department. All right. Okay, when you're processing a transaction, you want your main account to come up, you want cost center, you want department. You set this up using your account structure. And maybe when you are processing transaction again, when you type in your main account, you want some, maybe under cost center, you want to only track 101 for a particular main account, and maybe department, maybe 001 for a particular main account. Let's say the main account is 10,000. So anytime you are processing a transaction and you type in 10,000 cost center, you can only input 101 on that cost center and 001 on that department. If you type in anything outside is 1001 and this, the system will reject it. So these are the rules you set up in your account structure. Also, when you are processing transaction, if you type 10,000 and you want to make this optional and you want to make this maybe mandatory, you can also set it up use under your account structure. All right. Okay. Then again, there's something we call wildcard and double quote. Let me take my eraser. Let me clean this. Okay. When you are setting up your account structure, there's something we call a wildcard and double quote. Wildcard are asterisks. When you use them in your account structure, you are telling the system that this particular segment is mandatory, which means when users are processing transaction, they must include that value in their transaction processing. So, for example, you are processing a transportation expense, you type in your main account, you are one of the you've set up the structure that cost center is mandatory. You've used asterisk, a wildcard. So whenever the transaction is being processed, the user must input a value on that cost center. That is the meaning of this wildcard. That is why you are using the wildcard. All right, is mandatory. But double quote, when you use a double quote in your account structure, you are telling the system that it's optional. A user can input that or leave it blank when they are processing transaction. All right. I hope we have a bit of a good foundation of account structure. Okay, we're just using this to set up the foundation of account structure. Let's head to the environment and practicalize and put all this into practice so that you can appreciate this better. All right, we are in the environment. Let's get started. How do we get to account structure? We navigate to our modules, then we go to general ledger, then from general ledger, chart of account, then configure account structure. We select our account structure. This is the account structure. Okay, we already have a lot in the system. Okay, but how do we create an account structure? Go to your new, select new, put a name, maybe demo, demo profit, profit, profit and loss. Okay, you can copy the same thing, but this is up to you. It's optional. Okay, then this option is telling you add main account automatically. Then you create. So main account is already added. Okay, if you have you know your chart of account, your chart of account maybe for profit and loss. Maybe we are creating this for profit and loss. Then one, so then we put the range. This is the range to maybe 10,999. Right. Okay. Then this is only main account. We want to add other segments. You can see all this. We use this to add other segments. Okay, what are we tracking? Let's say you want to track cost center. Click cost center, add segment. You can add more than one. You see, this star is saying is option is mandatory. You must include cost center whenever you are processing a transaction. If you are using any code, any main account between 10,000 and 1099, cost center is mandatory. If you want to add more segment and you want to make it optional, then let's say we have business unit, add segment. Then we click, can you see this blank? You see this blank? Then select the blank. Yes. It means when users are processing transaction, is optional. You can leave it blank. You can also include a value. All right. All this we are setting up mandatory, wildcard, double code. You can also set it here. All right. Okay, then you can set active from, active to. If you don't input any date, is active in the system. Okay. Then segment actions, what do you use for? You use it to arrange, move business unit. Among business unit, you can move to left, you can move to right, you can use it to delete. Okay, then you can validate what you have done to be sure that this is correct. Then you can remove, you can duplicate. All right. Okay, this is just the basic settings of our account structure. But I will not use this account structure. I will use other okay. Let me because if I want to use this, I have to activate, which might take time. Okay, so let me use an account structure in the system. But I hope we've been able, we understood how we create account structure, go to your new, input all the information and create. Then your main account, how to add segment, you know that. How to add another segment, meaning account from, active from, and to. Then also the meaning of this wildcard, which is you're telling the system that this is mandatory, why this is optional. It can be left blank. All right, that is why we use the blank. We can also use this here, all these, to set up this blank or mandatory, which is the wildcard. All right, so let's go to account structure and see other account structure in the system, that so that when we are processing transaction, we'll be able to use them. So there's one that's in the system that is being used by this. Okay. Yes, manufacturing P&L. You see, this is the one used by this company in the ledger setup. I will show you. Okay. We have 40,000 this when you are using the business unit, department, cost center, and what have you, cargo, agreement, and what have you. Okay, so we have all this set up in the system. Another thing I need to mention is, in addition to use blank and a white card, you can also specify a particular segment value, dimension value. You see, this one under department is saying use 0 to 3 under department, which means when you are processing transaction for your income statement between this main account, you must use 0 to 3 under department. You can specify what user should input. All right. So let's head to a journal. Let's try and process a journal to see how this account structure works. Okay, I go to let me collapse all journal entries, general journal. Okay, let me a new journal, general. It's my general. Open lines. Okay, now I want to process a transaction. Select this. So, but let me choose an income statement, which is profit or loss account, which starts from, I think, from 4. Yeah, yeah, start from 4. Okay, where is the 4? Okay, product sales. Let me select this. You can see after the main account, I have items. Other items came up. Cost center came up. Business center came up. All right. So that is the purpose of your account structure. When you select a balance sheet, only business unit came up. When you select income statement, you have other financial dimension came up. All right. Then you can populate. If I delete this and I select a balance sheet, bank, see, this is only limited to business units. Why? Because in your account structure, let me take you back to account structure, ledger setup. You see my ledger setup. This company, the ledger is using three account structure: balance sheet, profit and loss, and statistical. Okay, let's check the balance sheet. Balance sheet. Balance sheet is only using main account and business unit. Reason why we only saw main account and business unit whenever we select any main account, which is balance sheet, which is for balance sheet. Okay, let's go back. Then you select main account, manufacturing, which is the income side, income statement, profit or loss. You see, we saw business unit, department, cost center, item group. All right. So account structure determines how your main account and financial dimension operate during transaction processing. All right. Those are just the basics of your chart of your account structure. And after creating your account structure, you must attach it to your ledger. That is why we came here, although that's not for this class. But after creating your account structure, you must attach it to your ledger. We're still going to cover that in future. All right. Okay. Having said all this on the account structure, we move on again for our next video. We're going to be talking about, we've done all this account structure. We're going to be talking about advanced rule structure. Okay. Remember, for your segment, you can't add more than 11 segments under your account structure. You can't add more. You can't add more than 11. So if you want to add more, then you have to use advanced rule, which we are going to cover, excuse me, which we are going to cover in our next class. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you are yet to subscribe, do subscribe so that when we upload videos, you will be notified. If this video is beneficial and you have enjoyed it, kindly like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you, and see you in the next video.